Hello guys, today we'll be discussing an important question which was asked in NEET 2022. It is from the chapter Laws of Motion. So here's the question. A shell of mass m is at rest initially. It explodes into three fragments of mass ratio 2:2:1. If the fragments having equal mass fly off along mutually perpendicular directions with speed v, then the speed of the third, that is the lighter fragment, is. Okay, the given options are option 1 2 root 2v, option 2 3 root 2v, option 3 root 2v, option 4 v. Now let us discuss the solution to this question. Given that there is a shell of mass m which is present initially at rest, so the initial velocity u becomes 0. So it explodes into three fragments of mass ratio 2:2:1. 2:2:1. So these two have equal and proportionate masses. Let me take their masses in the proportionate form as 2m, 2m and 1m. Given that the equal masses travel in mutually perpendicular direction with each other, let me take their direction of motion in xy axis. So in xy axis, let me consider one 2m fragment. One 2m fragment travels along the x-axis, and other 2m fragment travels along the y-axis, and we have to find the velocity of the lighter fragment, which is 1m, and let me consider its velocity as some v. So these 2m masses travel with equal velocity v, and now we have to find out the velocity of the lighter fragment. To find the answer for this question, we have to use the law of conservation of momentum, that is initial momentum is equals to the final momentum. Okay, so initial momentum in the sense the momentum which is present initially in the body. So initially we know that the particle is at rest. So momentum formula m, which is the mass of the shell, into v. V is the velocity which is present initially to the shell. Initially there is no velocity, that is the particle is at rest. So the initial velocity becomes 0, is equals to final momentum, the momentum of the three fragments. So we know that the two fragments travel mutually perpendicular to each other. Now let us take their velocities in the form of vectors. Okay, now the unit vector along the x-axis becomes I cap. Okay, and the momentum is 2m into v I cap. This is the velocity, that is momentum of the fragment which is traveling around x-axis, and the momentum of the fragment which is traveling along y-axis becomes 2mv j cap, and the momentum of the fragment which is the lighter fragment is unknown because the velocity is unknown. So let me take it as m into v. So m into 0 is 0, is equals to 2mv I cap plus 2mv j cap plus mv. Let me take this 2mv I cap and 2mv j cap to the opposite side. So it becomes mv is equals to 2mv I cap plus 2mv j cap whole minus. Now let me cancel the common terms here. The common terms in both left hand side and right hand side is m. So let me cancel m. So the remaining are v is equals to minus of 2v I cap plus 2v j cap. So this is in the form xi cap plus yj cap. So the resultant of this vector equation becomes root of x square plus y square. Okay, so resultant velocity v becomes root of minus 2v whole square plus minus 2v whole square. So minus 2v whole square comes out to be 4v square plus 4v square. 4v square plus 4v square is 8v square. Now v square under root becomes v because the square in the root of v gets cancelled. So v, and we can write 8 as 4 into 2 under root. So root 4 comes out to be 2, and we can write root 2 as it is. So the answer becomes 2 root 2v. So the option becomes 2 root 2v. That is, first option is our correct answer. Thank you.